Hello, welcome to this humble channel. Remember, like and subscribe. It's a pleasure to have Rhubarbarian with us today, the person who redesigning the Kaspa brand and Kaspa Commons in X, Twitter. I will leave links in the video description. Welcome and thank you, chat. How are you?
Doing well. Thank you, Robert, for having me. It's special. It's always great chatting with you, and just forces me to tell myself that I need to learn Spanish. So you're doing very well to communicate in both languages. So good on you. It's pretty good. So yeah, just and always great to meet people around the world. So yeah, thanks for having me. Welcome. Hello from Canada. It's snowing outside right now, so it's beautiful.
Yes. Without forgetting, in the lower right corner, you will find his QR code to buy him a coffee. Thanks for your collaboration and support. And my English is terrible, I know, but I hope it's enough for us to understand each other. Well, let's go. Tell us your story. How discovered Kaspa?
Sure. So I have a company called Rhubarb Media. We're in our 20th year, and we've done projects for companies and organizations around the world. Sometime in 2016, a friend of mine asked me to join a crypto community and help them do some marketing. And that community was called Dash. So some of you are familiar with Dash. And that was December of 2016. So 9 years ago, almost. And we were tasked to brand a pop machine, soda machine that would accept crypto. About a month into, actually weeks into the task, the Dash community split, as some communities do. And one went one way, became Dash, and the other decided to take a different direction, and they called themselves Darknet. So they came to me and said, "Hey, do you want to rename us and rebrand us?" And I said, "Yeah, you really should be called Darknet." So that was eventually, long story short, that became Pivx, Pivx. So 2017, one of the fastest growing projects that year, including a whole bunch of other altcoins, because that was a boom year. And from there, we've just been getting work. So people saw our work, they love what we did, and we've started doing other projects. So fast forward to probably December of 2021. I got a text from Titarelli, Jason Dixon. He and I were in a previous project called Alias that we renamed and rebranded, Proof of Stake Privacy Coin. And he's like, "Hey, you should come over and check out this project. It's called Kaspa." And I'm like, "Oh, really? Another project? Okay, sure." So I took, I stepped into the Discord at the time. I mean, everyone that was part of the project originally, I mean, it just started 2-3 months before, launched in November. So, I poked around and looked at it, started to talk to developers. And at that time, chatting with, Jonathan and Michael and Shai and some of the others that are part of support teams, very small core team at the time. And I did some research and just started digging around. And I love, if you know our work and you know me, I love history, I love culture, and I love seeing the combination of these things happen within a brand. So I researched Kaspa. Obviously, everyone knows it means silver in ancient or classic Aramaic. And so I was like, this is awesome. It's a great name. perfect. It means money. Kaspa is money. So I loved it. But the brand needed some help. And knowing that the vision of Kaspa to be a peer-to-peer, global, accepted currency, something that would be not just as a currency, but they started talking about the tech and how it can evolve and become a very powerful digital ledger technology, a DLT. So pretty quickly, I was like, I want to do this. So we put a small budget together at that time. I think it was, honestly, I think it was 5 million Kaspa, but it was only I don't know, under $2,000. And I said, I will rebrand you. I will do socials. I'll put up a quick website. I'll do all that. Just got to give me a coin. Since then, and just so you know, and some people think, oh, you know, Rhubarb has got this massive bag of Kaspa. I paid my staff. I paid myself. I took the currency and used it as currency. So everything that was given to me from Kaspa is been paid out. Personally, I've cashed in a bunch of my other crypto. I bought some Kaspa, so I have a personal bag, and I'm really excited about that. But anyway, that's where it started. And just a shout out to Jason and others that have brought me into projects. That's how it happens. It's the natural thing. Hey, you do a good job over here. Do you want to come over here and help us out? And so we launched the brand, I think in around May or June of 2022. And from there, we've been part of the community. We've done creative content, marketing, ambassadors, merchants, events, promo, merch, you name it, we've done it. And managed the socials. I think X at that time was around 1,000 followers, maybe more. So helped grow that to 248,000 followers. So anyway, it's that's how it began. It was a friend who told me to come in, but I was really impressed with the team. I was impressed with the project. I have an affinity for ancient culture, and with Israel, and just so there was just a natural connection for me in those areas. But from a branding perspective, I thought we could really have fun with this.
Okay. Kaspa is so pure. It's a great project, and the persons is community is great. Second step, tell us about the Kaspa brand. What does it mean, Chad?
Yeah, so it's kind of a funny story of what happened after it was branded, but I'll tell you a little bit about how we branded it. I knew I didn't want to be the same as other cryptocurrencies. I wanted to have some element of uniqueness to the brand. Obviously, I wanted to have a really strong connection to the original character, the K or the Kasef.
Okay.
And so that reversed K. And so we started with that. And we also wanted it to be something that would look good on a shirt and look, be great on a website and look good really small as an icon. So all the best practices for branding, we started to pour that into the pot where we create the logo, and we were stirring it up. But when you see
Reverska is the old symbol and old symbol for the silver, right?
Yeah. You can find the Kasef in ancient scriptures. The word Kasef or even Kaspa, there's the transliteration of the word. It's in the ancient Hebrew scriptures. It literally means silver. So that's the beauty of the name and the icon itself. They're very tied together. There's no kind of, there's a lot of creative elements that we took with it, but the base of the brand is based around what it is, and a nod to to history and culture. So it was great. So
Okay.
so that's the K. Some people notice the little odd shape of the circle, the roundness. And this is what's funny. We had a few people early on when the brand
Irregular circle.
Yeah, it's not perfect. And some people were like, who
Old
designed
silver,
this?
old silver.
Do you not do you not know how to draw a circle, Chad? I'm like, yes, I do. But that's the point. So the idea is that currency, if it's really good, it's well used. And back in the day when people were using coins,
To use.
these coins would wear out, they'd chip them, they'd take little fragments off them. So I wanted to continue that nod to history and culture, but also have this vibe of like, Kaspa coin is well used. We want this to be something that's used a lot. And so that irregularity is a nod to a well-used currency. And it sets it apart. When you look at it, it's not a circle. It's not a Bitcoin. You know, it's not a whatever. So that's where all those elements. The K itself, when we restructured the K, the reverse K, it's actually it's an arrow. So it actually points, you know, to the right. And that just shows movement. So that the K, the reverse, the icon, that's all part of the story. And then the final thing would be the color. You know, where do we pick this color from?
The color.
And I found a whole bunch of old metal, silver, copper, all these kind of coins. And you can see that there's a patina.
Of the silver, right?
Yeah, there's a patina that happens.
Yes, patina.
Ironically, not so much for silver, but other metals.
Yes.
There's this patina, greens, blues, purples, all these things. So I found a coin, and it actually was a silver combination coin from the U.S., I think. And it just had all these colors on it. And I took my color picker, little drop, and I started to sample some of these colors, and I found that color. I've actually found two. So the more mint that we use a lot with the Kaspa, the mint flatter blue-green, and then the very bright fluorescent green. Both of those were pulled off of a physical coin. So that's where the colors come from. So that's kind of the story of the icon and the name. We didn't come up with the name, but the brand, and then the branding actually happens after the logo is created. So everything that we've done since then has been part of the brand as well.
Never is casual in Kaspa. Right. Very important question. What makes Kaspa unique? Well, like a project, like at all.
Sure. I could talk for hours on this, but I'll keep it short. Kaspa is unique in a couple ways. I've been part of crypto for, like I said, 9 years. I've been doing projects like this for 20 plus. I've been in communications for 30. I work with people. I work with teams. I work with communities. Never have I found a tech community that is so welcoming, approachable. So just from the community side, what's different about Kaspa? There's an energy and a passion and a camaraderie that I haven't seen in other projects. And you can see it on X now, like just the energy of people posting. There's also a more of a positiveness. We're not so much like other projects that might bash other coins. I mean, sometimes we do poke a little bit, but overall, Kaspa is known as a nice community, a polite community. Yeah. So I think that's unique. The technology for sure. I mean, I'm not a tech guy, so I can't go into the details of the features, but the benefits from the tech, I mean, it's the best. It's the end game. We're talking about from a currency side. So if you have two sides of a coin, The one side is the currency, the money. And what does that do? Well, for Kaspa, it's fast, centralized, decentralized, secure. It's better than any digital currency that's out there. So as a coin, it's the tops. So you can compare it to other projects and other, consensus. It's the best. The DAG part of it goes along with that. It's not a blockchain, it's a DAG. So you've got parallel blocks running simultaneously and pruning, and all these things are like, there's no other project that's doing this. So that's the uniqueness of that. But the coin is tops. Now you flip the coin over and you've got the technology. And that's where I think the real uniqueness comes from, is the digital ledger technology. What's coming with vprogs and dagnite. These are revolutionary.
Dark Knight was.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, it's like it's night and day to what's out there right now. And again, the uniqueness of the coin is there. It's proven. The uniqueness of the tech, it's already proven, but just wait till vprogs and dagnite, and when we become 100 blocks per second, where it becomes internet, chaos resistant, on and on. There'll be a zero knowledge component. I mean, what's coming? I mean, what is now is unique. What's coming is, I know the crew, everybody in Kaspa uses the term end game. So it's gonna be a phenomenal time when it gets adopted at the enterprise market level. And that's kind of like where I see the biggest growth for Kaspa is breaking into real world applications and running the planet as it relates to data and money. And because Kaspa can be the underlying grid for any form of data transfer. So the energy sector, health sector, logistics, government, banking, all. And this is a phrase we coined, is powered by Kaspa.
Multiple sectors and
yeah.
Yes.
So outside, and this is the uniqueness of Kaspa as well. Yes, we're part of crypto land, Disneyland. we're part of crypto land, and so we're in that sphere. But where Kaspa will really shine, and already is showing to shine, is we've broken out, and now we're in the real world. We're not just messing around with entertainment tokens and NFTs and just trading within ourselves. Now we've got bigger players looking at Kaspa saying, we want to use the tech, we want to use the money. And from that standpoint, completely unique, because there's no other coin out there. Maybe Bitcoin that would be close to having that like real world
it's
adoption.
Too slow, Bitcoin, and
too slow
and expensive, like compared to Kaspa.
Yeah, so very unique in that way. Ethereum
and Bitcoin is blockchain, and Kaspa is blockchain. It's totally different, Bitcoin and Kaspa.
So I hope that shows. I mean, from my perspective, that's what makes Kaspa unique. All those things: the community, the coin, and the technology.
Okay. What does Kaspa need to be recognized? More marketing, more adoptions, both?
Yes, both.
Fini.
Okay. No, it's it's hard to say. Like when people say we need more marketing, what does that mean? From our perspective, we're an organic, community-driven, grassroots marketing studio. So our goal is to do everything we can to make the brand approachable, beautiful, it looks professional, but it's still part of this community-driven grassroots movement, and we need to equip the community to amplify the Kaspa brand and the Kaspa technology. So it's different. It's different than, if we had a budget of, some of these projects spend $250,000 a month on advertising. So some people think when they say we need to do marketing, they're thinking, well, we need to advertise. I say, if somebody wants to cough up, $200,000 a month, go for it. Do ads, do billboards, whatever. But that's just not what we have. We're open source, community driven, decentralized project that doesn't have a treasury. So yes, we need more marketing. How we market, I would like to see us continue to market how we're doing it, which is grassroots through the community, passionate ambassadors like yourself and merchants and enterprise focus like the KII team, foundations like KEF and others that will come up. That's kind of like the ever-growing element of marketing that just will keep growing. Now, it may not grow fast enough for people, but that's
when
that's
arrive
marketing.
the stable coin, use the T
Yep.
or Theta.
T. Yeah, it's when that
Important
happens.
point.
Yeah,
too.
and I think we're on the verge of all these things happening. So once one say a bank in Switzerland decides to adopt Kaspa as their whatever, that will just be a floodgate of open doors, because they'll show the case study, they'll show it works, they'll show how fast it is, how cheap it is to run, on and on and on. And then that will just amplify. So when you talk about adoption, it's still going to be grassroots, because we don't, as a community, there's no treasury to spend the money on mass marketing, mass advertising. But what we've done, with events, thanks to, initially the CMF was helping to sponsor and pay for some small items for events. KEF came in and helped pay for global events and bring us around the world, setting up a booth. Those things I'd like to see keep happening, but more and more to decentralize them and to see them happen at a community level. The Kaspa experience is a good example of a community project that happened in Germany. One-day event, exciting, lots of people, lots of vendors and sponsors. I'd like to see mini versions of those happen all over the world. So small meetups. So yes, we can do a lot with these big POW events, and hundreds of thousands of people come to them, or we could do hundreds of thousands of small events and probably reach more people at a deeper level, because there's the opportunity to relationally connect the technology with the people in their everyday lives, which
I
you
think
don't get at a big
one small event in Cantabria, Spain, or
Yes.
Madrid, or Valencia. Yeah, I think, and one small event first, probably in Cantabria, probably.
Yeah, and once you do one, then other people around could do them, and every year you could have 100 events, happening at coffee shops.
More people interested in event and in the north of Spain, like people and Asturias, Bilbao, Madrid, Burgos.
Nice.
Yes, around Cantabria, many people is interested in event doing in Cantabria.
Awesome. I look forward to that happening, and maybe I'll come attend.
Okay.
I will.
Great. Why should money have limit and remain decentralized? One question important.
That's a brainiac question. That's a smart question. I have to think about that.
For the people.
Yeah. I think because anything that has a limit ends up becoming valuable. So if there's less of it,
okay,
then there's more value.
I agree.
If people use it and see it as valuable. If there's a whole bunch of something nobody wants, and even if that shrinks to like one thing, doesn't matter. But if people want it, gold, precious metals, stocks, whatever these things are, as it becomes less available, the price becomes higher. So it does help to not only keep a price at a certain level, if not always inflating, is when there's a scarcity component. And so that's why Kaspa's emissions, are so rapid, and why
it's amazing.
what's going to happen? What's going to happen with
tokenomics?
Bitcoin?
Kaspa tokenomics
Yeah.
is amazing
Yeah.
program. Amazing.
Yeah. So I think, and that's what I don't understand much of, but it's that's part of it. The decentralized part of it is just pure. We deal in a world of greed, and people that don't have a heart, a common good mindset or ethos, will always take advantage of people when they get together and form corporations and have shareholders, and everything's about the investors. The people don't matter. So with the decentralized money, that goes away. And you have the ability to manage your own money, to be your own bank, and to transfer your wealth without corporations or other people taking advantage of that. So both the scarcity and the decentralization is what the world needs.
Yes.
We are in a desperate situation when it comes to
the word wants freedom is in interrogation.
Yes. Yeah. So freedom is part of it. So I think hopefully that answers the question.
Yes. Okay. How can we be neutralized when the dollar is so bad and Kaspa is so good? This is question constant think in this question.
I think we kind of talked about that, about the greed element. How does a currency like Kaspa or a technology like Kaspa fix that? And I think it because it eliminates the connection to personal exploitation. The ability to exploit happens at that level where greed and corporateness and centralization happen. So I think if we take those elements away, I think it's still fine to have centralized movements, people doing things, coordinating, managing, leading. But when it comes to systems that impact our wealth, that impact our health, that impact, these systems, to some degree, we need a decentralized mechanism. And for the money side, that's Kaspa. From the technology side, that's Kaspa.
My opinion is, since Kaspa is so good, Kaspa is so good, the natural trend will be to keep it and not move it. That's my opinion, and that is a problem in proof of work. What do you think?
I think once the global economy takes notice, Kaspa-like money that's all over the world will be available. So whether it's individuals holding, that's fine. But when you've got corporations, banking, governments, enterprise markets, they're not, they might hold some, but they're moving that currency every day, microtransactions. So the liquidation, if the liquidity is going to happen at a greater level once the adoption's there. it's fine if people want to save their Kaspa. I still think it will be a store of value, but the real vision, the real mission of it is currency, peer-to-peer, internet speed currency, money. So with that, spend it, just like I did. I would have loved to have had that 5 million Kaspa still, but I spent it, and that's fine.
I'm not use Kaspa. I recognize and keep it, but I consider it is infinite value Kaspa, and keep wait to grow, and until the growth and spend and use Kaspa.
So I'll give you a tip, and I actually
my opinion.
I'll give you my opinion, and I talked about this with Wolfie's Bar. If you're familiar with the UK bar, they're doing phenomenal stuff with Kaspa, paying their employees, whatnot. And one of the answers to, like, okay, all I want to do is hold my Kaspa. I don't want to spend it, and that's okay. But if you want to spend money, take the money that you're going to spend on pizza or whatever, convert it to Kaspa, and then use the Kaspa to pay for that. If the pizza delivery takes Kaspa, if the car company accepts Kaspa,
it's more easy to use Kaspa. Okay.
Yeah, so you're not spending your Kaspa. You have your cash, your fiat, and you're deciding, I'm going to spend $50 today at Wolfie's Bar. They accept Kaspa. I'm going to take my $50 worth of pounds in the UK. I'm going to convert it to Kaspa, and I'm going to use the Kaspa to pay for my beer. So that's how you
here is important. Here in this point is important the stable coins, but I use a stable coin and Kaspa in layer 1. See, no exit the security of layer 1 Kaspa, but for me it's important. It is super important. A stable coin and Kaspa in the same layer 1.
Yeah, not sure that will happen, but it would be good.
And that night auto adjust latency. Oof.
Yeah, definitely some sort of stablecoin swap. The ability, especially for merchants, like if you pay for a beer and you pay $10, and I give the Kaspa to Wolfie, he probably wants to take that $10 and convert it, the Kaspa, convert it to fiat or convert it to stablecoin. And then he has to pay his bills. And if his vendors don't accept Kaspa, at least he has the fiat. So the stablecoin future is very, very important for merchants, but also for regular holders. You know, if we want to move cash around, we want to take some fiat, you know, buy Kaspa, but then we want to be able to spend it at the level, the value that it is now, then you transfer that.
In general, not only for me. In general, for all people, and give a huge liquidity, huge money to layer 1 Kaspa. When a stable coin is operative in layer 1, in layer 1 Kaspa is point important for me. Not I'm holder Kaspa and never mind succeed in 4 months and 1 year or 2 years, never mind. But not for me only, for the people, for easily use, and I $100 to the stable coin in layer 1 and keep it and use $500 like ¿cómo lo digo? step in step Tether USDT Kaspa in Nexus Kaspa in layer in base layer of Kaspa.
Sure.
For me, it's important. Not only for me, but by the people, by for the people in general. Attract liquidity, more huge liquidity to Kaspa, and important and secure money. Secure money layer one to keep in layer one in security layer one. Kaspa is important. That thing.
I think part of what vprogs are going to do will possibly allow some of these things to happen off chain, but they're verified on the L1. So I think there may be a compromise, especially when it comes to stable coins or other applications. We don't want to weigh down the layer one with so much computation. So I think vprogs will be a little bit of a compromise. I may be wrong in this, but I believe as well that we want to have everything on layer one. But from what I hear from the developers is that does create issues on the DAG. But the vprog solves that by having a decentralized element that will help that the verification happens on the L1.
Okay.
So that's good.
Will fiat have to collapse for people take the final jump?
I would say no. I say just the problems that it's having right now in general is enough for people to jump. You see this at a government level. You see this happening in countries where they're just like storing Bitcoin, and they realize that fiat is in trouble and that it doesn't have the value anymore. So I think that's already shown itself to be, it's proven itself to not be working. So people are moving. But the ease of use of credit, cash, instant payments, debit, all these use cases it's very easy to people to use and they don't have to think about it. So even if they don't like the fact that there's, massive problems with their money and whether it's inflation or devalued, because they practically can use it, they'll just use it.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think more and more we're just going to see adoption, but it's not going to be fast. And we're talking about hundreds and hundreds of years of currency. But I think it's the limiting the control element. I think it was fine when we had bags of coins in our pockets and we were trading and buying chickens and bartering and all these things, back in the day. The problem is when governments decided to, take control, add the debt component, offer these pieces of paper that represent the coin somewhere in this vault that it doesn't exist anymore. There's no dollar to dollar store of value with fiat. So I think that's going to force people to kind of rethink how they use their money, their wealth. And I think the future is digital cash.
Yes. Okay. Yep. Well, Chad, thank you. Thank you for your knowledge, for your company, and great info. And see you in next future video.
Yeah. Thanks, Robert, and thanks for having me on. And I do plan to get over and see you. So plan an event, and we'll see if I can make it over to Spain.
See you. Bye. Bye.
All right. Ciao.